All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning and hope you had a great day yesterday. All right. Hopefully the sound is okay. Norm and I have been doing some testing on this. So hopefully today you can hear me good in the chat and hear me good on YouTube. So just give us a thumbs up if you can hear us okay. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. You sound good in the chat. We'll see about YouTube in a second. Your Skype video is not coming through though.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope I had YouTube on, so that is showing there. Okay, yeah, my Skype video. Let's get that going. Wait, I'm fixing one thing and breaking another. That's
There you
not good.
go. I gotta see that beard, man.
That's not good. Yeah, I trimmed it down. I got a haircut. My wife, she
I
did a little
know.
something something. So not bad. I got my COVID cut. So good to go. I was trying to see if things were going to open up before I had to
Let's
get to
just hope
that
you're not
point.
like Samson and all your power goes away from your beard being cut.
Exactly, exactly. Trading's been well so far, but let's see what happens at the end of the week. All right, guys,
Yeah.
let's get into it. We have quite an interesting day yesterday. Obviously, everything would gap down and kind of recover. And today we have everything over on the green in our gappers list. So interesting how that is turning out, that set of events here. So a lot on the green this morning, some good names on here that we've been watching very closely. And then we got some in the red that we're going to get into in a bit. So let's go over to the market pulse and see what's happening there. And then we'll get back to this gappers list.
Yeah, man. What can I say? Yesterday, we had a couple of days of a sell-off last week, and then yesterday we were red to start the day, and SPY came all the way back. Today we're up. I think if Bears had if Bears had a chance to take control of this market, it was in the last 3 or 4 days, and as of now, they haven't done that. We got that pop in the VIX. You and I have joked about this beard going away, and I came like 54 cents from being able to 54 half a point from being able to shave this thing, and the VIX is at 34 and change this morning. So, um, we're keeping an eye on that. I've got an alert set on my app on my phone, so that the
Yes.
second it hits 30, it'll go off and I can go shave. But other than that, all seriousness, coming back, things are starting to reopen. Each little bit of reopening news is welcome by the market. Hopefully that doesn't get smacked by some, huge swell of new cases and or, the unfortunate deaths from coronavirus. But as of right now, that's what's going on. And, a little bit of data trade deficit just came out this morning. It was essentially on par with what was expected. Services PMI read is coming out for April. Yeah. I forgot what month it was for a second at 9:45, and then non-manufacturing index is at 10. So that's what we got.
All right, excellent, man. So yesterday, guys, was a pretty great day. If you were expecting the bounce, and again, just a lot of opportunities. We're not going to go through all the stocks we had, but almost every single stock on our watch list recover very well with a pretty decent opening play. So hopefully you took advantage of that. Again, we're not going to go through these, but again, a lot of these stocks that were down nice yesterday are up and above usually this level of support that we have here. So again, so good to see that. Even Southwest, which took probably the biggest hit yesterday, leaving their area of support and the lowest point of since the drop of when the market started crashing here, even they recover somewhat here and are up nicely, say 3%. So again, good green day overall on the market yesterday. Let's look at what we have in the red today. That's opposite of what the SPY is doing. But guys, is a foreign stock, doesn't trade very well, so we're not going to spend no time on it. LB is Lucky Brands or L Brands. We haven't traded this one in quite some time. Today they are up 6%, 300,000 shares traded. Hopefully their volume can get going this morning with the pre-market play. Right now, it is looking very slim, as you can see right on. Let's make some room for our watch list. So again, the volume right now is not looking all that great pre-market action, but they are up. I'm sorry, they're down 5.7, 300,000 shares traded at the moment. So we'll see what we can get out of that. Right now, not the cleanest pre-market for the most part. CAPR, CA.
Yeah, that L brand is
Yeah.
on word that they were going to sell Victoria's Secret, I believe, to Sycamore Partners. Sycamore broke off the deal. LB threatened to sue them, and now they've come to I guess, somewhat friendly ending with no breakup fee or anything. So that's why it is down.
Oh, gotcha. And guys, this one, looking at it now, was down quite a bit, all the way down to what, 1026. Trying to recover now and hopefully close this gap here down up to the previous day close. So we'll see how it goes from there. But it has recovered. Nice big drop last night, and as you can see here, it's been trying to recover and get back to even or green at least. CAPR this morning. This one, again, guys, not a stock that is easy to trade. It's a low flow stock. Look at the activity right now. Look at the daily. There's nothing I like about this stock overall, so I'm just going to completely take it out of my watch list here. What did it actually do yesterday? Let's take a look here. So yesterday, again, had a little pop here, then just kind of sold off for the rest of the day. This is a difficult stock to borrow shorts on. So even though it's a low flow stock and I won't be trading it, you know, you have these downtrends that are very difficult to get into because you just don't have inventory for short sometimes. CODI, this one is Compass Diversified. What we got going on here. So they are down 10%. Not a great pre-market activity. Horrible daily. What's the float on this? It is actually a decent flow, 57. But if you look at the daily action, the volume, they're barely even making, you know, 1 million shares per day here. So I'm not sure about this one, guys. It looks a little funky here.
This is on a secondary share offering and also some debt offerings, I believe. So probably not.
Yeah.
Great trade.
Yeah. We'll skip on this one. So again, in the red, not much looking good. One more coming up here is INSM. This one also as worse than what we just saw. So we'll skip on that one too. All right, let's look at the top 5 this morning. MGM, PTLA. PTLA is 66 million shares float. This looks like a buyout. Again, what a buyout is, if you haven't seen this before, basically you have all this volume up here. And again, it's just at one price level, not doing much, gapping up nicely, 130%, but probably not going to be tradable. Norm, is that the news on this one, on PTLA?
I frankly, I'm not real sure on what the news on this one is. It's up. I skimmed an article, but it didn't really get into it too much. So I don't believe it is a buyout.
Okay. Interesting price action though at the moment. We can definitely come back to it. We'll throw it on here, see if we get more info on it. But usually when you see that type of daily where you have that pop, I mean, look at the volume, 15 million shares traded right now, and it's all at one price. So again, something funky going on there. We'll get back to that one. TGTX. So TGTX, here we go. This one right now, guys, we got 648,000 shares traded. This is up 36%. I am not liking the pre-market activity on this one at all. Look how just unclear this is. Again, you don't have a nice flow to it at all. Pretty much flat at this price range. So even though you got great volume, you're not creating a great pre-market activity. For the most part, this stock also, if you look down, although it's not a low flow stock, look at the amount of volume you get per day, about 1.82, under 2 million shares traded per day. So you don't really get great volume out of this one. So again, I'm not a fan of that one. I'm going to skip on this one as well. AKBA.
So I am being told PTLA. I miss things from time to time. PTLA is one of them. It is a buyout. So there you go.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. No, thank you guys. It's part of having a community and different eyes on things.
Part of the community.
Because again, you just can't watch everything. It's just impossible.
I can't look through every single stock every morning.
It's impossible. It's impossible. So again, it looks like a buyout, and again, as you could tell here, also it's just the way it looks is pretty funky. So I'm going to get rid of this one here. We were looking at AKBA. And this one here, again, pre-market is not looking all that great, guys. We are up 23% on this one. 217,000 shares traded at the moment. It's an 117 million shares flow. But again, these stocks that trade so light on the volume, right? On average, 1.3 million shares traded they seem to not be great candidates to watch at the open. If you notice that their daily chart is funky, their pre-market looks like this, very algo-like, you know, you're not getting a nice flow to it. You get the volume, you get the pop, but it's something about these stocks that don't trade that much volume that's a little funky. So I'm on the fence on this one. I'm probably not going to watch it, but I want to look at it later to actually put it down here to see how this trades at the open. Just want to, you know, get a feel for what a stock like this that, again, is not a low flow stock, it trades under 1.3 million shares, and it has this type of pre-market activity, which we see quite often, you know, gapping up quite a bit. How is that going to actually look when things open up? Let's look at W was right on here. W this morning. Okay, we got some something good going here. I love the daily on Wayfair this morning. Check out, guys, how you had a beautiful consolidation here over the last couple of days between 135 looks like and 120, just banging their heads back and forth up here. And now we have a nice little breakout, up 16%, 640,000 shares traded. Norm, any news? This looks like a very nice pop out this
Yep.
morning.
Yeah, they had earnings this morning, and on their initial results, they were down, but they have slowly been climbing ever since. So they lost less. Their loss was less than expected, but their revenue growth so better than expected on the earnings or losses, I guess and their revenue growth slowed down, but I believe the traffic to their site and the number of people using it was up pretty drastically year over year.
Okay,
People
okay.
shopping from home, so that helped them a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, so guys, this is definitely in play. Love the volume. I'm loving how this thing is reacting right
Yep.
now. Beautiful pre-market action.
Part of this, and you got to keep it in mind. Trade Ideas has got a 40, just shy of 47% short float on this as well. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So it could be part of a squeeze as well. Because again, we're struggling big time here over the last couple of days at this 135 level. Now we got the breakout. You can see the real nice squeeze happening here at the moment on Wayfair. Next, we have CHGG. CHGG, nice pop here, 17%. Some good volume above 700,000 at the moment. Pre-market action itself is not looking all that great, but we can give this a little bit of time to get a little bit better. I do like this pop. Very similar to what Wayfair was doing, kind of struggling at this level of resistance here. We now have a nice big pop, a nice big breakout above that, and we have some good levels of support towards the bottom. So let's take a look at it. Hopefully that pre-market action can get a little bit cleaner for us, and we could take advantage of that towards the open. And our
this one's interesting to
yeah.
me. I'm gonna have this on my list for sure. They had earnings last night. They beat top and bottom line. They've got subscribers up substantially year over year because of people learning from home. They got an upgrade this morning. And on top of that, they've got a fairly decent short float. It's not like the W that we were talking about.
Right, right.
Um, it's 16, it's mid-teens, depending on the source you're looking at. But compared to their average volume, that is 8 day to cover, eight short ratios, essentially eight. So it could get kind of crazy today on that one with the short squeeze. I'll have
It
my eyes on
could.
a potential.
Yeah, because 16 might not sound like a lot, but guys, if you look at this gap, I mean, anybody short, most
Yeah.
likely probably in this area, nice double top, oh, they went short, whatever the case may be. Even here, you wake up this morning and you're here, you have no chance to bail on this. You're hurting today. So yeah, it could be interesting on this one as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Next on the list is our NRZ. This one, it is 414 million shares flow. It is a lower price, sitting at $6 right now at the moment, 682. Some good volume, 392 at the moment. It is up 12.5. I like the daily on it. You see a nice, beautiful daily here. Got an area of resistance happening on there. Possible breakout at the moment. But the pre-market action, though, it is not clean at all. This is not something that I would like to be trading as my main list. So we'll put it down as a possible. Hopefully, can get better. But again, this is not. This is even worse than actually. Which was the one we like CHGG. This one actually looks a little bit better. This one here on our NRZ, this doesn't look great at all. So we'll keep an eye on that one. All right, guys. So that's the top 5 or 6 that we have. Let's take a look at just quickly. Let's just track the airlines because we've been watching those pretty closely. Let's look at what's going on there. Here's a JetBlue at the moment. Not much going on. Let's look at American Airlines at the moment. Also it's up nice, 4.6. Some good volume, 1 million shares traded. But man, look at the action on it. Just pretty flat. It's kind of just waiting around to see what's going to happen probably with the market. That's what it looks like to me. Let's look at United Airlines as well. Better pre-market activity. You can see it has a better flow to it than JetBlue and American Airlines does. Let's look at Delta, see what's going on there. Delta better than what we've seen so far out of these 4. So again, between United and Delta, you probably got something going. Probably Delta will be the best one this morning. They tend to move a lot better than United does. Now let's look at the cruise lines and we'll get to both chats, see what we have going on there. Whoa, we came right on time for the action. What is happening with CCL? Look at this.
Well, what happened is NCLH just came out and said there's substantial doubt about their ability to continue operations through this.
Okay, so that is affecting them. And now let's look at NCLH, and they are taking a nice little dive here. Oh man, yeah, this will be definitely in play for us this morning, guys. This is a big drop here. Look at how crazy the pre-market action is right now. Definitely, this, if you were not awake before, this should wake you up. So let's keep those two right on there. All right, great volume. We'll come back to those guys. A very exciting action right now. Just be careful if you're trying to trade in the pre-market. Be very careful. Okay, what we have going on here. Let's go over to so that's the cruise lines. I think we cover airlines and cruise lines. Let's look at some other favorites like Zoom. In case you're gonna bring those up, you guys over in the chat. So Zoom right now again up. I have a 0.5%. Not much volume. Yesterday it was okay, not great. There was a lot of better trading stocks than Zoom. It had one big pop, but just look how choppy this was for this entire hour and an hour and a half. Just not clean at all. So I'm not liking anything on Zoom at the moment. Let's go over to what we have on chat. All right, guys, what do we have here? So Author is giving us WDC. WDC at the moment is not a lot of. Sorry, no, that's the wrong one. That's Zoom. Let's take a look at WDC. Here we go. All right, so this one here, volume is light though right now. Only 23,000 shares traded. Not a lot of volume on here, guys. Not a great pre-market action. Not sure if you're looking at any news or what you like on this one here. Could be possibly the close of a gap, but you're gonna need a lot more volume to get going on this. So again, I'm not seeing anything all that great right now. We're gonna skip on this one for now. Let's take a look at Microsoft. All right, see what's going on with Microsoft here. They are actually, they look pretty good. They're up 1.4. They got some decent volume coming in. I love the fact they're breaking out this recent area of resistance here nicely. Yeah, Microsoft is in play today, guys. Let's put on Microsoft right on there. Let's look at Roku, one of our old-time favorites here. Yeah.
I think the Microsoft story you're going to find really pretty much across all tech. Money's flowing into those pretty hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, no, it definitely seems like there's something happening here. That could be the case. I love the setup on it on the daily here. So let's see if this can continue to blow through this here on Microsoft. Let's take a look at Roku. What's happening in that area? Roku's daily is interesting, guys. We yesterday it looks like we had a nice recovery here, pretty much engulfing the previous day here and going back towards this beautiful area of support that it has kind of been hanging out at. We're slightly above that. Pre-market action is not all that great, but that's typical Roku. We talked about this stock before being explosive and not having the greatest pre-market activity. This is definitely worth looking at and putting some levels on here. Maybe we don't keep it if we find something better, but this is a stock that is very fun to trade and can trade very well and be and move very aggressive in a controlled fashion, not like a CCL. When CCL is aggressive, it's very difficult to trade. When Zoom is aggressive, it's extremely difficult to trade. Roku, it has some pockets where you can really take some opportunities here. Now, Tesla, this stock is just continuing to amaze us. Not the best pre-market activity at the moment, but it is up 4%, and the daily is just incredible on this stock. Even with their head guy there just saying the stock is too high, it continues to just plummet through these levels. It's probably going to be 900 by the end of the day here, unless he tweets anything else out. So we could definitely keep an eye on Tesla. I love the way the daily is looking here. And also how strong this stock has been. I mean, this stock is just incredible.
And I guess in related news, Elon has put his 2 mansions in Bel Air up for sale.
He has.
Listed by owner on Zillow.
Did he short this stock to get some extra cash or something? I mean, what is he doing here?
I don't know what. Nuts.
Oh,
I'm sure Andrew's very pleased he's out of that trade, though.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys, a few more. Let's take a look at Disney. Disney's pretty flat, guys. You got some activity happening here, but for the most part right now seems pretty flat, only down a little bit, 0.5%. The action though, it is starting to get interesting right over here after 8 a.m. So if this could continue on a downtrend here, we got some levels we can test out here that could be good, but right now it's a little bit light on what's happening in the pre-market action. But we can come back to, that's a great possible if it can continue to do what it's doing now. It looks like it wants to lose it here. It's got that look, so let's see what it does in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, let's take a look over in our YouTube chat. We have Disney. We looked at Tesla, BYND. I saw that one in both chats actually as well. Let's remove some of these levels. Right now, BYND is up 6%. A decent pre-market activity for BYND, so 135. This is worth also taking a closer look at later this morning. MGM. Let's look at MGM. Right now, MGM does got volume, not the best pre-market activity. We're seeing a lot more active stuff this morning. This one is up 2.8, was even higher, but right now giving some back, trying to get back to its previous day close. Looks like could be a good one. Could be a good one. Let's take a look at it. MGM. All right, Oxy, INO, Oxy. This one again. Oxy right now is getting a little more difficult to trade. I watched it closely yesterday. And again, it's not the cleanest trading stock when it comes to what the market's doing. Yesterday had a beautiful pop, but then after that it just became pretty choppy. So again, I'm not sure about today, guys. I'm not probably going to have this one on my list. Again, just not seeing anything all that great right now. But it all depends on the market. You know, it could have a horrible pre-market activity and it could trade very well. Let's see, INO. This one, guys, up 2.5. This is another one that could be very explosive. I'm not a fan of this one, but I know a lot of people like trading this one. We'll look at it. We'll take a closer look at it. NCLH, what's going on there? Oh, man, yeah, this thing's going to continue to drop. CCL is following suit as well. So, again, these two are very active. Look at the volume right now, 3.8 on both, almost million shares traded. So we'll definitely be looking at those a little bit closely. BA. Did we look at BA today? BA starting to get active.
I don't know that you have.
You know, we have. What is the SPY doing? Is SPY giving some back here? No, it's not really doing that.
It's just hanging in there.
Yeah, it's just hanging in there. So BA pretty active right now, 312. BA has been nice to watch. Let's take a look at that one also. Added to our list.
They tried to break it down yesterday, and that failed. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and this was down quite a bit. Look at the recovery, and they're up today nicely again. These stocks, man, they're pretty strong. A lot of these are not budging. They'll gap down and just are recovering. A lot of people thought yesterday was going to be a red day and these stocks were going to plummet. They thought the SPY was going to come down. You know, a lot of people still believe the SPY is going to come down to some previous lows that it did. It might, as it can happen, but man, we're not seeing that. Every time this thing sells down, finds a way to sell back up. All right, guys, we got a pretty decent list today, and we got some more that you guys are throwing out. We just can't get to all of them. Let's get over to the announcements. We'll come back and fine-tune this list and look at these stocks just a little bit closer.
All right, guys. We've been working on this for a while. Super excited to announce the Bear Bull Traders podcast, Talk with Traders. You can find it by searching Talk with Traders on Spotify, Captivate, iTunes, Overcast, any of your favorite podcast platforms, and it's coming to a couple of different ones. To get this up and running, we loaded a couple of recent conversations we had, like the Dr. Steenbarger, Mike Bellafiore webinar that we did last week, and a talk with Dr. Katz. But we're going to have fresh content coming to this that's exclusive only to the podcast. So hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe to it. More news info coming on that soon. Our success webinar tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Andrew talking about using moving averages in his trading. He also he's been discussing this in anticipation of this webinar. He's been discussing it in the room some. So looking forward to seeing that. And then next week is Mike B talking about creating a trading business plan. Let's see here. Dr. Katz will be on tonight, May 5th. I can't believe it's already May 5th. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
How to maintain balance. That's at 8 p.m. in the webinar room. And then next week, Mike B will be talking a bit his module 3, importance of discipline in trading, which as a 23-year Marine veteran, I think Mike is an expert on discipline. Speaking of Mike, join him and Peter and Brian, 3:30 to 4:15 p.m. Eastern on our closing bell show. Bear Bull Traders markets close on Wall Street, especially right now with the earnings we got coming out. Should be a good week for their show. And if you're watching us on YouTube, haven't been in the chat, you can try it out at a discount. Use the promo code PREMARKET24 when you check out for the intro membership. That'll give you 1 week access to the classroom. Includes our class 1 onboarding on Monday nights at 8 p.m. each week. Doesn't auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get into what we have in here this morning. Let's start over here with LB. LB continues to rip higher here with some pretty decent pre-market action. Guys, we have 460 there now, so we are going to keep that one. Let's just go through the list and see which one we're going to take off and keep. We have Wayfair, also beautiful pre-market action, guys. A nice big pop here, gapping up pretty decent, 21%, 1 million shares traded right now, so we'll keep that one as well. CHGG. This one could be a good possible. I love the pop here. Again, I love the breakout on the daily. We had a couple of days here. We had some pretty good resistance around this 43.75, and we're gapping up nicely here. So this one could be a good one as well. Delta Airlines taking a bit of a drop here. I think this is the only airline that I'm going to watch today. If you look at the other ones, they were pretty much flat for the most part. United, JBL. They were not giving anything all that great, so we'll keep Delta for now. CCL and NCLH definitely on our list, guys. These are two are very active. Microsoft, it's good. Roku, I'm gonna take off for now. It's just, we can't watch so many. Tesla, I'd rather watch Tesla today. I think Tesla's going to be good one to keep an eye on. BYD is getting a little bit more better now, continues to just have this beautiful pre-market action, has a nice flow to it. Looks like it wants to continue to head higher. It is up already 6.3 with some good volume, so I also love the daily on it. Found support here yesterday. Obviously a lot of stocks coming back after gapping down, but this one didn't gap down that much, right? It gapped down just a bit because you were red already at the previous trading day, so gap down just to 90 where you had an area of support. I like the fact that we bounced from there nicely, pretty much engulfing the previous day, and now we're up very nice 6.1 with a good pre-market action. INO, guys, I'm going to remove this one. I think with what we have today with CCL and NCLH, Wayfair, LB, I think this is one that could sit in the back burner for now. I don't think there's no reason to watch this one. If you have the space and real estate in your screens, definitely watch it, but I'm gonna skip on this one for now. Here's BA could be a good one as well, and then we got some possibles down here. NRZ, AKBA, Disney's a good one, and MGM is a good one. Actually, I like Disney and MGM. I'm gonna remove these two because we just got way too many, and I know out of this bunch over here we have to make room for more possibles as well, so I'm going to make get rid of the ones that are not looking good at all. So Disney down here, let's remove it from here, make some space, and now let's go through this list. Let's find levels, because out of these stocks that we have up here, you can then get a little more picky and decide which one you want to watch based on your style of trading. But overall, these stocks here are looking very good so far this morning. Let's start with LB. Let's do some levels on here, guys. So what we have at the moment is we're kind of stuck between the highs and lows from the last two trading days right now. Previous day closes right on there. Your pre-market high, I'm not going to mark it, is right on here at the moment. And it looks like we might be testing this $12, which is previous day close. So let's see what happens when we get there. Above that, guys, if we can break out of all this area of resistance we have here, the next great level we have, and very clean, you can see several days supporting this price level, is this 1261. So if we look at this 1261 right on here, and you see the support and resistance, again, more resistance, more support, more resistance. This 1261 has been tested several times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 days testing that 1261. Towards the bottom, guys, we do have your highs and your lows for the last two trading days. If we lose that, then your pre-market low is sitting all the way at 1026. In between there, you do have a minor level. This is not a major level here, this 1096, because this is what I mean by a major level. So major level is it's been tested several times. Like this one here, clearly tested several times. This stock opened up, most likely sold down, bounced off this level. Next day opened up, sold down, bounced off this level. The more a level is tested, the stronger that level is going to be. This one here only has one test, which is a rejection here for 1 day. So it gets a minor level, but you can see some action if the price action is able to go back down there and get to that point. Right now it's looking pretty strong. Although it's down 2.8, it looks like it wants to recover. Hung out around this 1096 for some time here in the pre-market, and now we're breaking out nicely on LB. Here's a Wayfair, guys, also a great pre-market action, breaking out a beautiful breakouts we mentioned before from this previous day close, which has been an area of heavy resistance at that 135 level. Towards the top, our high of our pre-market is sitting at 168, so we'll mark that down. Let's go back to the left here. We haven't been up here in quite some time. This is why that short flow interest Norm was talking about, that 16%, could be good today, because again, there's a lot of people going to wake up today and be shocked that this thing is up as much as it is. Here we have 154, great area. We see several days using that as support and resistance. Towards the bottom, another level you want to have on here is this 140, a major level of support for this stock. You can see several days coming to that 140 and changing direction. You can see here, look how this thing opens up, comes all the way down, beautiful red day, finds an area of support right on here and bounces back from there. Once it breaks down, you can see how it loses this level and then goes down to the next area of support, which is this previous day close, which if you go back now to where we're at today, that previous day close was what? Resistance for the last couple of days, have very heavy resistance on there. So it's just kind of an example how some of these support and resistance lines can then change and become the opposite of what they were in the past. All right, here is CHGG. This one, guys, pre-market is okay. I think it's a great possible. I love the pop-up. Norm also mentioned he's going to be watching this one. Possibly some good news on this one. But I'm going to move it down because we got so many that are looking great as well. The high of the pre-market, 52.12. Your low sitting at 50.87. Let's go over to the left over here. We do have a nice big pop rejection here at 48.23. Let's mark that down. Let's see what else we have here. I want to see what we have above this. We're all-time high on this. We are an all-time high. All right, so that makes it even more interesting, guys. Every time we sit at all-time high, you tend to have a little action here. So you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Norm is seeing something here. I like it. Here is Delta, guys. Delta at the moment, we got a decent pre-market action. It's the airline that I'm going to watch today. Maybe UL or American Airlines can get better, but this one seems to be a good one to watch. Low of the pre-market sitting at 22.87 to be exact. Let's bring that down. 22.87. Towards the bottom, you got plenty of levels here, highs and lows from the last two trading days and then the previous day close. If you were to lose the previous day close, if things change or this downtrend continues here, you have an amazing area of support that has been tested several times. 21.81 is going to be a major level, guys. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4 different days testing that and changing directions very sharply after they hit that 12.81. We had one day that did come down towards the low of yesterday right over here and here as well. Again, pretty close at 20.50, but overall you got a lot of support happening at that 21.81. Towards the top, if we can get above the pre-market high sitting at 23.50, right on there, you do have plenty of levels here, highs and lows from the last two trading days. Got you covered. You got some moving averages coming in as well, but let's see how Delta is going to react now. We're getting some pretty good volume at the moment. Nice big drop here that's kind of changed the direction of this stock. Let's see how that plays out. Now here's our bad boys today. CCL and NCLH both really active this morning. Some news breaking out on them that's not doing them any good. Low of the pre-market sitting right at 14. Towards the bottom of that, low of the pre-market, low of 2 days ago, right at 13.75. And then below that, we got a great area of support and resistance around 13.36. So great levels on CCL. Again, highs and lows got you covered as well on the outer parts of this action here. So let's see how this is going to play out. Again, nice big trap. Right now, we're going to reach 5 million shares pretty soon, and we're heading back down to this 14 level that we have here, which is our low of our pre-market. NCOH, very similar action. Again, also dropping very, very well here. 12.50 is the low of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, you do have the low from yesterday, and if we lose that, we do have a high and low. The low from a couple of days ago, 11.89, 11.91, and also the resistance of a couple of days here as well. You got some days opening and closing around that area, as you can see also here. Now, towards the top of the price action, again, this stock was green just a couple of minutes ago, right? This drop made it red, so we're down 10% right now. High of your pre-market sitting all the way up here at 15.55. I don't think we're going to be getting to that area anytime soon. Now, here is Microsoft, guys. Microsoft has a nice pop, but I'm going to skip on Microsoft at the moment. I think we have some pretty decent stocks. I'm going to throw Microsoft as a possible, guys, for me personally. I think we got a lot of action going on, and I want to leave room for Tesla. I think Tesla has an amazing daily chart right now as well. High of our pre-market for Tesla sitting at 791.32. Let's mark that down. Above that, you have a slight level of resistance at 806, and then you jump up to 869. So looking forward to see what Tesla is going to do, guys. The stock has been very strong. This level of support here has been amazing for Tesla. Just look how great this 700 level has been. No matter what Elon Musk says, if it comes down here, it shoots back up. It's done that several times. So we'll see what it does today. Here's BYND. Also, it has a clean pre-market activity. Want to keep an eye on it. Even if I don't have it as a main one on our watch list, we can bring it down as possible. High of the pre-market at 101.50. Above that, we do have 107, and then we have 113. So plenty of levels towards the bottom, guys. You can mark down the low of the pre-market sitting at 97, and then below that you have your highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Previous day close in a great area of support here with a moving average coming in as well on BYND. Let's look at BA. BA is a good pre-market action, guys, on BA right now. So giving a little bit back. High of our pre-market was as high as 135. 134.90 to be exact, and then above that, again, it gets pretty choppy in the daily right in this area, so we're not going to find any major levels. Your major levels on BA is this area here of the previous day close. We have some really good support. This one on here is a major support as well, around 125. This line here, your high from yesterday, 2 days ago, another great area of resistance. So in between here, I'm going to find a minor support, which is going to be this one, 140. You have several days opening and closing around that area. If you draw a line right on there, you can see how many days are opening, closing around that area. So that's what we have for BA, guys. I'm liking the pre-market action right now. We're giving a bit back at the moment, but again, pretty active the way it's been trading the last couple of days. All right, guys, we have a pretty good list, and I'm sure there's some other ones you guys mentioned we were not able to get to that look great. But we have LB. Again, the pre-market action is looking pretty good. W, oh, look at W. Yes, very nice. Let's look at the daily on W. Do we have anything above this here on W? We are ripping higher. Yes, we do. Right, price action is about to hit this area where we have some really good resistance right here at 173. So Wayfair is on fire. I cannot wait to see how that's going to play out today. CHGG is starting to get going, starting to make a new pre-market high here. Delta at the moment, pretty much getting something done here. Might not, you know what? Delta could be one that we could move down, but we'll see. CCL, NCLH, again, very active. Tesla is good. BYND is giving a nice little drop now, and BA. So again, great list. Norm, anything that we missed or anything you like out of this morning's gappers list?
I'm still trying to narrow it down. Right now, I got Boeing, TGTX, maybe, Chegg, W, NLCH. Actually, we usually pick CCL. I've got that on here too. I like the fact that it's dropped, but it's still essentially previous day close versus NCLH, which has already put in a 12.6% drop. Tesla, Chewy, LB, and CVM. No, that was something I was looking at, but there's nothing going on with that. So that's what I got right now. I'll narrow it down. I'll take a couple off this, but that's what I got.
Excellent. All right, guys, great list here. The moderators will be posting their list lately on what they're watching. Looking forward to see what they have this morning. They have a lot to choose from. There's a lot here that looks great and very exciting as well, like Wayfair and LB. Cannot wait to see what those are doing today. All right, guys, thank you so much. Actually, we got a little bit of time. It's only 9:10. Let's look at any comments we have in the chat room, any questions you guys want answered. The reason why we created this show, if you remember, Norm, was to be able to help each other out and answer questions and kind of prepare in the morning. So we have a little bit of time. Anybody has any questions that they might, we can give an answer to.
And I'll point out, we've had a lot of new people coming in, and you know, the traffic's been up because of people working from home, and they're trying to find some things to do. So we've got new members. And, you know, I'll just say the reason we started doing this is because before we did the pre-market show, Andrew would come in, and it takes him, I mean, he's been doing it for years. So it takes him, 10 minutes or 5 minutes to put in his entire list together and then get on with the day. And it's really hard for people to follow. So if you're new and you've got a lot of questions, it'll come to you at times. Sit back, soak it in, and you'll also find your own procedures, ways of doing things. You're not going to learn all this in one day. If you or I wanted to, we could put this list together in 10 minutes and make levels all in all. But, we take the extra time and spend about 45 minutes doing this every morning to be able to get you to a place you can do this on your own at some point. Or you can just come in and get our list, however you want to treat it. But that's my point. It seems overwhelming at first, but after a while, it's just second nature to do so.
Yep, agreed. Great point, Norm. Thank you. Someone said if CHGG could be a short, and again, we won't know that, but right now this stock is up 20% with heavy volume. I will not be thinking of shorting this anytime soon. We have to wait till we see some kind of pattern. So that's the thing too. We get that question a lot. Is this setting up for a short or a long? And you know what? We don't know. This right now looks very strong, but at the open, we can get a double top. We can get some kind of pattern that's going to say, hey, this is reversing. It cannot be a short. So we will know that into the actual open. But right now, the way this looks, I'll be hesitant to short anything that's up 20%. And like Brian says, he doesn't short any strong stocks. So this is one that he probably will not be shorting this morning. W is going insane. Yeah, W is pretty strong, and I love. And if you look at the type of action you're getting here, it's kind of like ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern here. That is a healthy.
You got to watch out. The
uptrend.
Spread is really nasty on this at times.
Yeah. Yep. What we have here.
It's close to $1 at times. So you got to really watch it. I mean, that's part of this. It's part of what the short float being high. Everything else.
Agreed. So we'll see, guys. This is looking very strong this morning, up 30%. So we've got some good movers right now. CHGG continues to break higher. Delta is breaking down nicely now. It's becoming very interesting here on Delta. CCL, NCLH is hitting back towards that low of the day. They're down 13%. Tesla pretty much trying to get going here. BYD bouncing back. I think BYD could be very interesting. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that one. And NBA giving some back this morning. What is the SPY up to? Let's take a look at there. What's happening with the SPY right now. All right, so the SPY is it's pretty much just kind of hanging in there. It's still up 1%. Again, but recovered nicely yesterday. So we'll see how the SPY is going to end today. Are we going to reach some of these 290 highs and keep trucking higher here? So again, we have done anybody would have asked me, we would have done this type of recovery by now. I would have bet it no way against it 100%. But look how this has, again, just come back nicely. As Norm says, the country continues to open up. Things are trying to get to the new normal, at least, whatever that is going to be. Guys, take care. Hope you have a safe trading day today. We'll see you tomorrow again at 8:30 Eastern time. We will also see you at the close today at 3:30. Mike, Peter, and Brian will be there waiting for you guys to end the day. And it should be a good one today because we do have earnings, Norm, correct?
Yeah. I can't remember who all's reporting today, but yes, earnings really busy the next few days.
Gotcha. So that should be fun. I wonder if they're going to wear any hats today. I'm definitely going to tune in for that. Take care, guys. Trade safe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.